There are certain issues that street photographers may encounter, but what are they? But more importantly, how do you deal with them? Number 1, you've arrived at your location and it's lifeless. How to deal with it? Obvious, innit? Get on your bike or something else with wheels that is less eco-friendly. Getting interesting shots from an uninteresting area is as difficult a task as trying to eat nutty fecal matter or trying to like Bieber. 2, you want to take photos but you're embarrassed, shy, fearful, crapped your pants, whatever. This is the problem that puts off people from even trying street photography in the first place. But what makes people shy to take street photos? 3, people wary of you taking photos of them. You know, the moment when you look at somebody to take their photo and they look back at you. Quite off-putting. How to deal with it? Well, don't act dodgy and try not to draw attention to yourself. Of course, you have to actually look before you take the shot, but the longer you hang around, the more time they have to spot you. Try to be a bit subtle. Fail. Find someone else with something on their head. Keep moving. Look like anyone else walking on the street and swiftly and subtly get your shot in. If you have to stand still observing, simply don't look like a sex offender. Alternatively, you can make it look like you're photographing something other than the person you want to take a photo of. You can try keeping the camera held to your face even when the shot has been taken. I'm sure a lot of street photographers don't want confrontation or something worse, like someone deciding to tear you a new arse orifice.
Keep going, keep going. Oh. Yep. More anger.
How to deal with it? Simply apologise and offer to delete the photo.
What are you doing?
Taking a photo.
You can't take my photo.
Why not?
You can't take my... Delete that. Show me your photo. Show me what photo you got. You can't take me a photo on the street. Can you just delete that?
Yeah. Sure.
Right.
Sorry. In an ideal, pretentious world, street photography is all about the understanding of human beings. So in this situation, it's alright to empathise with another fleshy, hairy, human person on 2 legs. Just delete the photo and move on. Once you've gained a bit of confidence and you're starting to premeditate your shot, you can see your subject about to walk in the frame, you raise your camera, and suddenly everything freezes like you're in the bloody Matrix without the shit sequels. Well, one thing you can do is to pre-focus. You can probably visualise where, roughly, they're going to come into the frame, and then you focus on something near there. So like a drain hole cover or something. And it does also help to stop it down to a small aperture. Larger depth of field, more things in focus, even if they miss that marker. Six, wait for your Henry Cartier-Bresson decisive moment, and the moment doesn't come.
Jump.
How to deal with it? Sometimes good things come to those who wait. Sometimes it just gives you hemorrhoids. Probably. Weigh up whether the chance of it actually happening is likely or not. Don't fantasize about a shot that will never happen. 7. You worry that you haven't got the shot. How to deal with it? Don't worry too much about one single shot. Try not to chimp. Keep shooting. If you want to improve your hit rate, take more photos. If you've seen contact sheets of some well-known photographers, street photographers, it won't be a surprise to have one roll of film used for one subject and scene. Then they'll pick the best of the bunch. One of the protogs we've worked with said back in the film days, a productive day will be to get one keeper from a roll of 36. 8. You take your photo only to realise you've ended up with poorly exposed images. Set your camera up to suit the way you see things when you're shooting. I use aperture priority because that best suits me. I usually like to change aperture quite a lot when I'm out shooting on the streets because sometimes I want more depth of field, sometimes selective focus, sometimes I just want to indulge in a bit of bokeh whoredom. So that's why. Changing the ISO, well, you just change the ISO to suit the lighting conditions. It's just like film, isn't it? But there's nothing wrong with auto ISO. Auto ISO does the job for you. And in focus mode, I usually have the center point, single point, AF. Focus and then reframe. Why? Because I know it's definitely going to be the center point every time. But you know, with good cameras, you can actually just let the camera pick the focus points. And metering, you have to be incredibly careful. It's always best to know the kind of lighting condition. You don't want to be shooting a backlit subject. No matter what metering mode you're using, you still have to be aware of the lighting conditions. Backlit subjects, etc. It will still throw the camera off. If you want to try street photography, for sure, you will encounter problems. It's not all smooth sailing. It's just that you have to know how to deal with certain situations, be prepared, and not get too caught up in the whole romanticism of a decisive moment. There isn't any one single way to take street photos, but there are certain ways to prepare yourself for making it a smoother process.